konstelace ohrožení, která z těchto lokálních konfliktů vznikají pro západní země. Zanuji, hodnoty nejsou nic přirozeného, jako třeba dýchání a neprosadí se prostě proto, že jsou dobré. Hodnotový systém přežije pouze tehdy a do té míry, do jaké je ochoten a schopen použít pro svou obranu násilí. Za morálku nelze bojovat jenom morálně, když v první řadě účelně. Když nechceme bojovat účelně, nemá smysl bojovat nic. Děkuji vám za pozornost.
So Islam is both a religion and a political system, just like Muhammad is a politician and a religious teacher. Islam is primarily political, not religious.
Znamená, jak nakládá s káfiry násilí přístupů. Kde by bylo dobré spolupracovat, abyste mohli otevřít komentář. To je ten střevotní příčina. Terorismus je taktika. Džihad se může dát peněz na zahraničního programu, jak je to sám to. Michael Stürzenberger žije v Lavorsku, je to bývalý mluvčí Konferenské organizace.
Mr. Stürzenberger, you are quite a well-known German journalist, and you are currently in the process of appealing against the verdict of a lower court. You were sentenced to 6 months of jail on probation. Can you describe to us what happened and why were you put on trial?
Yeah, it's unbelievable, Mr. Kechlibar, what's going on in Germany. Last year, on the 3rd of June, the South German newspaper published the article Swastika and Half Moon. They reported about the alliance of Nazis with Islam. And 2 days later, I published on Politically Incorrect. This is a well-known website in Germany, one of the biggest independent websites enlightening Islam. And I made a long article where I corrected the faults of the South German newspaper, and I made additional facts because they didn't tell the whole truth. And as I always do, I announced this article on Facebook. I made a short announcement where I mentioned what's going on. I made a headline in big letters, South German newspaper, Swastika and Half Moon. I described that this newspaper made this article about the alliance. And then at the end, I made a typical historical photo about the Grand Mufti of Jerusalem shaking hands with a NSDAP chief of Saxony, Martin Mutschmann, and there is a swastika. Of course, it's a historical photo. They wear those swastikas. And I got them a letter of the police that I am accused to have shown this swastika, and this is not allowed in Germany. So I went to the police and I declared we have in Germany a criminal code, and there in paragraph 86.3 there is it's allowed to show those swastikas when you are reporting on events of the past or the present, or if you make civic education. This is this paragraph, and everybody knows it. And every journalist in Germany can report about the Nazi time. There are reports in television all over and in newspapers, and they are all showing those swastikas when they publish historical photos. And I asked the policeman, come on, tell me, who accused me on that? And he looked at me and said, I was it. So he is reading all what I'm publishing on Facebook and PI and is looking where could I accuse him. And I told him, come on, this is ridiculous. I am a journalist. I am allowed to do this. But he made this accusation, and the prosecution attorney made there a longer accusation, and they said, additionally, you not only showed this swastika, you always wrote, as I did it, that Hamid Abdel Samad, he's a well-known enlightener of Islam. He wrote the book Islamic Fascism. It's a really good book, and he is reporting the facts that Islam is a fascist ideology. So I wrote it in my article on Facebook that Hamid Abdel Samad made it public that Islam is a fascist ideology, and they accused me that I was insulting Islam as well. So they judged me to 6 months on probation for 3.5 years, and it's clear what they want. They want to silence me. They want that I have fear to make those public rallies enlightening Islam, talk and write critical about Islam. It's so crazy. It's so crazy. You know, I have all the right to publish such an article because South German newspaper in their article, they mentioned me as well because I'm making a lot of public rallies in Munich and all over Germany, and I'm telling about this alliance of Nazis and Islam, that they said to each other how similar their ideologies are, and I show with that alliance how dangerous Islam is. It's a really totalitarian ideology that wants to have full power in the state. They want to install their Sharia, their law, their law of God, as they say, and they are allowed to use power and even killing. So this is very dangerous, but they want to silence me. It's incredible. It's, you know, a real scandal, and it's very important to say it in the whole world. We have reports already in America, in Canada, in USA. We have it all over Eastern Europe, especially in Poland. They made reports in the second biggest newspaper, Super Express, and in a TV channel, Info TV. It came in the evening in the main news, and they said, yeah, it's clear. In Germany there's injustice. They want to silence the people who are criticizing Islam. Yeah, it's a really huge scandal.
I see. Thank you. In the light of your own trial, do you believe that your colleagues, and I mean German and Austrian journalists, feel a pressure to limit their freedom of expression and inquiry, especially with regard to Islam? If so, can you give us some other examples?
Definitely, definitely. You know, I know journalists in Germany who told me if I would write everything that I know about Islam, I would lose my job the next day. So we have the problem in Germany, it's not only in Germany, the political correctness. You are not allowed to say and to write about the whole truth. You know, it's crazy. The people know since centuries about the danger of Islam. And but nowadays they want to have peace, they want to have religious freedom, they want that the Muslims feel good here in Europe, yeah, and they fear that if we criticize Islam clearly, they could be angry and they could make terror attacks, yeah. So appeasement is the strategy, and it's totally wrong. Appeasement, yeah, against a totalitarian ideology is the worst thing you can do. You know, in the Nazi time, they made appeasement. Yeah, the English and the French and the USA, they made appeasement. They said, okay, Hitler, he talks about peace. Yeah, so we believe him. And the same is nowadays. All the representatives of Islam, they say, oh, Islam is a religion of peace. We are for freedom, democracy, and equal rights for every human and the women, blah, blah, blah. They are lying. We know that. They use Taqiyya. It's a loud lying, yeah, to spread Islam. So we have to go forward. We have to say we have the right to say the truth. And I am so often in front of court, many times. But there is some positive in that. It depends on the judge. The last judgment I had, it was very good. It was, I said, Islam is like a cancer who infiltrates the still free countries in the world and puts on the poison of this very totalitarian ideology. And the judge said, okay, it's freedom of speech. This is guaranteed in our basic law, yeah, freedom of speech. And the religious freedom means as well that you can criticize religion. And she said, it was a female judge, we see what's going on in countries like Turkey, where Islam is taking more and more control. Yeah, there are people thrown into prison, and yeah, criticizers are silenced. So this is where Islam takes control. So we have to talk about the truth. That's the point. And you know, I go through those courts and I try to fight against this massive try to silence all the people. But you know, we have to break the ice, we have to break the walls, and we have to go on. And I hope, yeah, with public reporting about that, we can make pressure on this justice and on the politicians, yeah, that we say the truth about the danger of Islam. It's the biggest danger we are confronted with nowadays.
Thank you. The Czech Republic has so far very good reputation when it comes to freedom of speech and freedom of the press. So what should we do and what should we avoid, in your opinion, to prevent negative developments in this regard?
You should avoid Muslim mass immigration. And this is a problem in Germany. We have a lot of Muslims here. It's about 5 or 6 millions, and we got about 2 million migrants with a refugee chaos. And the more Muslims there are in a country, the more pressure is there. They want to have their rights, you know, they want to have more and more parts of their Sharia realized, and so the freedom of speech is becoming smaller and smaller, and people fear more and more talk about critical about Islam. And you know, Muslims have very high birth rate, and you can count the years when they have the majority in the country. And in Germany we have a really huge problem. Yeah, if we think about 50, 60 years in the future, we will have Muslim majority, and then you won't recognize this country again. This will be an Islamic state, definitely. So we have to enlighten the people about Islam. We have to make sure that Islam does not take control over the country. So the Eastern European countries are doing it very, very rightly to say, no, we don't want to take those refugees, because the risk is very high that there are come terrorists. We have it all over Europe. Yeah, nearly every day something happens. Yeah, we have a problem of rapings and violence and knife attacks and so on. So Germany is changing a lot. Yeah, we can't celebrate big parties. We can't celebrate Christmas parties. We have to yeah, without high police security, without you know, we have to protect us every time, yeah, in the public. And it's no more. It's not a nice life anymore. So protect yourself. Yeah, inform the people about Islam. I heard in China they controlled now all the Muslims. They have to give their Quran because it's an extremistic book, they say. Yeah, and they have to stop their mosque and everything. So it's very clear, yeah, that Islam is a really big danger. There's the only solution. Yeah, Islam has to get rid of all those violence and killing and terror and women repressing and all of this. Yeah, or Islam has to get out of Europe. That's a clear message. Yeah? Take care what's going on in your country. And I think most of the people in your country see clear, yeah, in Poland and in Hungary and in Slovakia and everywhere, yeah, they say, no, we don't want Muslim immigration in our country. That's the right way.
Thank you. So far, Islam seems to be rather successful in imposing limitations on freedom of speech in the West. Can you see any trends or developments in the other direction? I mean, reclaiming freedom of speech and freedom of press. Do you think that the results of the recent German federal election might bring some movement into the situation?
Yeah, it's very important that the alternative for Germany, the AfD, had a good victory in the election. They had 12.6%, and they are bringing now the critical discussions in the Parliament. And we have now the election of the vice president of the German Parliament, and the man of the AfD, Albrecht Glaser, he wants to become one of the vice presidents, and the other parties don't want to elect him because he said Islam is not a religion, Islam is a political ideology. Yeah, so we have now the discussion in the public, it's coming in the television, in the news, and now they talk about it. And it's so important, yeah, that we have now an oppositional party in the parliament, because before all the parties were politically correct. They didn't criticize Islam. They didn't criticize the refugee policy. They were all, you know, like, yeah, have the same opinion. Yeah? But the people in Germany, they don't want to have Islamization. They don't want to have mass immigration from the so-called refugees. Yeah? Most of them, they want to have a better life here. Yeah? They know they can live here, you know, on public money without doing anything. They know all about this. And so in Germany there is a growing critical atmosphere, and I am sure that the AfD will grow and grow. So the wind is changing in Germany. I'm very happy about this, because we made it for I think about 10 years the public enlightenment about Islam, and it was so difficult because everybody was criticizing us, was blaming us as Nazis, as foes of people from other countries, and racists and all this bullshit. Yeah, we had so many people from international countries in our rows. Yeah, we have Christians all over the world, and Hindus and Jews, and all know, yeah, what's about the danger of Islam. Yeah, and yeah, but they try to silence us, and it's in Germany. It's always good. You are a Nazi, so you can silence someone. Yeah, and those who you are like a demon. Yeah, but you know, it's so crazy. I was refounding the White Rose with the best friend of Sophie Scholl. So I am against National Socialism. I'm against every totalitarian ideology as communism, yeah, and of course the fascist Islam. So we hope that our message comes through, and the more there will be talked about it in the public, the better it is.
Okay, thank you very much for your time and patience, Mr. Stürzenberger. Hope that your trial ends well, and we will see you in Prague. Goodbye. Yeah,
thank you very much for the interview, and thank you very much for the invitation. Unfortunately, I can't come this Friday because I have a next trial on that Friday. Yeah, I'm in the 5th instance of that Islam is like cancer. So I'm on a higher regional court on Friday, so I hope that everything will turn out fine. Yeah?
We both hope. Yeah? Goodbye.
Not success for your event on Friday.
První komentář. První věc, Islámu a je pro ty fundamentalisty velmi nebezpečný, tím pádem musí také žít pod policejní ochranou. Teď si uděláme přestávku na 20 minut a